Day 75 consistency, fall, learn, and repeat. Failure is like a bruise. When you fall and bruise your knee or bruise something on your body, it doesn't mean that you're going to die. It's just a way of showing that, hey, you need to make some adjustments. Hey, you got to do some healing. Hey, you need to make some refinements. And failure, when you really think about it, is about improving. It's a good thing. It's feedback. Failure isn't final, it is feedback. It's a way to test, new things. Like, hey, you tried this, you failed. Now you know that this doesn't work, but that means that there's a better way. There's an other way. And it's just like doing a science experiment. It's just like testing the waters. You have to fail a lot in order to know how to succeed. And the faster you fail, the quicker your success, the quicker that you make those strives that are going to truly improve those things that you want to improve on the most. Your physical health, your relationships, your financial situation, your spiritual health, your mental health, all these things that you want to improve and be the best at comes through failure. You have to, in order to know what a great thriving relationship looks like, you need to know what a bad toxic one looks like. If you want to know what being rich truly is like, you need to experience being poor or broke or failing, because, say you're born into a wealthy family and you're used to $100 steaks and things like that. You don't savor it as much as if you grew up eating McDonald's. You grew up eating, bologna sandwiches and, freaking oatmeal, all these things. You can truly know what the value of that $100 steak really is. It's not standard. It's not, you're not accustomed to it from, having it from such an early age and never experiencing the hard times. Who you think, it's, imagine somebody that has God-given genetics and never really had to work to build muscle versus somebody that had horrible genetics and had to really work to get it, or maybe they overcame losing a lot of weight or something in order to get that. Like, who you think, really appreciates it more and values it more? The person who had to truly overcome. They saw what failure looked like. They saw what they didn't like. And then they strived to have something better. And that's the beauty of it. But the thing about life is you have to fail and you have to get back up. You have to land face forward on concrete sometimes. You have to bruise. You have to bruise physically. You have to bruise mentally. You have to bruise emotionally. You have to bruise. You have to bleed sometimes in these situations. You have to bleed financially. You have to bleed in your relationships in order to finally have success. You have to learn from those mistakes. You have to learn from those failures. You have to learn from that pain. Pain is a good thing. It's a reinforcement. You want to run away from pain, but you have to experience it. And until you become accustomed to it, you can't grow from it. You can't improve from it. You can't get better. You can't continue forward. And then you repeat, because here's the thing. You're going to fail many times. You're going to learn a lesson, and it's not going to be the final lesson. You have to fail at the next level. So you get to that next stair step, and then you fail again. Once you climb that mountain, there's a bigger mountain ahead. That's all life is. It's the journey of climbing mountains. It's a journey of taking another step. It's a journey of crossing through another desert. But the thing is, you get better with each one, and you learn that it's all those failures, it's all the journeys, it's all the hard times that your stories come from. And that when you have the good days and the good stories, you have the $1 million house, you have the thriving 30-year marriage, you have the $1 million bank account, you have the health and wealth into your 60s and 70s. You can appreciate all the times you didn't have it. You can look back on the memories and cherish them and be like, man, that sucked. That time frame when I was homeless, that time frame when I was dead broke, that time frame when I was lonely because my girlfriend just broke up with me after we dated 10 years was actually a really good time. Like, yeah, it sucked. And I had a lot of loneliness and I had a lot of, hungry nights, but you can appreciate it a lot more. And you can look back and laugh once you have the things that you always wanted. You have the real love. You have the bank account that you want. You have the, financial success you want. You have the career you want, the business you want. You have the body you want. You have the healthy mental health and happiness that you want. It's so much sweeter because you came from the bottom. You came from somewhere that was unfortunate. You came from somewhere that was, despair, but that wasn't your destiny. That was just the beginning. That was just the building blocks. That was just setting you up to take another step, to climb another mountain. And yeah, failure is scary, but too many people live traumatized by the illusion of fear. versus actually facing fear head on and realizing that fear is just false evidence appearing real. It's not a real thing. It's just something we think about. It's something that we dread. It's something that we, are just meditating on in our mindset. We're not truly taking action. But when you truly take action, fear disappears. Action is the cure to fear. Because once you start, you're already in it. It takes 1 second. Once you make that call that you're scared, once it starts ringing, you're in it. Once they answer, you're in it. Once you approach that girl or guy that you want to try to, hit on and give a cheesy pickup line to, once you say, hey, you're in the conversation. You better make it work. And if you fail, you learn from it. You learn not to say that cheesy pickup line the next time. You learn when you do that cold call not to use that same opener. Or maybe that's the wrong person. Maybe that was the wrong client that you were calling. Maybe that's the wrong person that you tried to approach to try to hit on. So you have to do a little bit of experimenting. And that's why you fail, you learn, and you repeat. And it's a cycle. And you'll do that for years to come. But that is life. That's the journey of life. And learning, when to appreciate things and when to, set and meditate and have patience. All these things that comes from. That's where your learning comes from. But that bruise that I started with, that failure bruise, it's a wound. And wisdom comes from wounds. Your learning will come from your wounds. So I hope that you take this. I hope you're encouraged by it. And I hope you keep prevailing. I hope you keep failing. I hope you keep learning from your failures. And I hope you keep repeating until you win and have a life that you truly want, truly deserve. And I wish you peace and blessings on the journey.